Nobody writes letters anymore, which means nobody has pen pals. I remember when I was about 10 years old, I had a pen pal, and writing letters back and forth with him was one of my favorite things to do. His name was Steve, and he lived in one of those huge mansions that's so big it even has a name. It was called the Louisiana State Penitentiary. And he said that it was even bigger than the mayor's mansion. We'd send letters back and forth, and he'd ask me to send him my favorite books, small pieces of wood or metal that were lying around, and all the money I could find in my house. I'd gather them all up and put cute little stickers of cats on the packaging, then send them away. It was so fun. Eventually, we stopped talking because I moved to a different city and he moved out to live on his own. He called it solitary confinement. I was always so impressed by his vocabulary. I've always liked writing. I like the feeling of having a nice pen in my hand. It feels like I'm creating something when I put pen to paper. Even if it's just a small doodle of a flower, it's a nice feeling. When you physically write something down, you're forced to actually think about what you're saying. We don't really do that anymore. We just press buttons. We can change things and delete things at our leisure. I mean, we are so spoiled. Think of what the cavemen had to go through when they wanted to write something down. They had to chisel it into stone. It probably took hours just to write, "Dear Krog, going out for bread, be back in 20, Glock." And if they messed up, they would have to go out, find another flat stone, and start all over. Who knows if they even made it out for bread. I do know, however, that they used to club each other over the head a lot. So I'm not saying we should do everything like the cavemen. I'm just saying nobody writes letters anymore. Now everything is electronic and instantaneous. We email, Twitter, Facebook, text, Skype, iMessage, iChat, blog, dance interpretively on YouTube. Anyone with a passing thought, opinion, question, or answer can express it immediately using his or her phone, computer, laptop, or tablet. Way back in the day, like in the 1990s, if you wanted to tell everyone you had waffles for breakfast, you couldn't just go on your computer and tweet it out. There was only one way you could do so. You had to go outside and scream at the top of your lungs, "I had waffles for breakfast." And that is how so many people ended up in institutions. They seemed crazy, but when you think about it, they were really just ahead of their time. All of this technology is ruining our social skills. Not only have we given up on writing letters to each other, we barely even talk to each other. We've grown so accustomed to texting that we become startled when the phone rings. It's like we all suddenly have bat phones. If it rings, there must be danger. Now, anything we do say has to be short because our attention spans are about 9 seconds long. We can only read up to about 140 characters before we're on to the next thing. And we don't even use minute rice anymore. We've moved on to instant rice because really, who has a full 60 seconds to wait for rice? I'll tell you who, nobody. We have TiVo because we don't have the time nor the patience to wait through the commercials. And we have on demand because we don't just want movies and TV shows available to us at any given moment. We downright demand it. Anyway, what was I saying? We have no attention spans, we don't talk to each other anymore, blah, blah, blah. You can read more about this on my Facebook.